Right, we're at the Mallee Seeps site in the Victorian Mallee, just south east, west of Oyen, on Ian Hastings' property, about 15-20 k's of Oyen from Oyen, towards Timborough. We're installing a piezometer. So a piezometer is basically a hole in the ground that we permanently cap with PVC, and we record it over time. So the piezometer is really important for long-term, both initial determining the salinity of the water table and its depth from the surface, and then for monitoring over time to see if treatments are having an effect or not. So that's the reason for having a piezometer. And a piezometer, I generally just always use a 100mm head auger. One of your hardware shops have those for about $100 with the first meter and handle, and each extension is about $20, 90mm extensions or they are. I usually go down to 3 or 4 meters depending upon the situation, always try and get to at least 3 meters depth, and you just whack it in. This one's already down to, at the moment I've worked to nearly 3 meters. So you just, this one here's now hit a bit of limestone, gravel at the bottom, but you can see we've already got the soil out here. I'll talk about that in just a second. We've got this site, we started off in the top 20 or 30 centimetres, very sandy loam, dark soil, absolutely almost saturated, so that's how it came out. Then we got increasing clays, we went down, quite damp, still at 40 centimetres. Time we got to a metre, we're into red mottled clay and it's already quite dry. So this moisture band is sitting on top of a quite tight clay, and as we went down further and further, the red mottled clay just continued and it's relatively dry. So that's basically the profile. Got our hole dug. We now have 90mm PVC stormwater. Jared's just cutting a few slots, 5 or 6 slots, just breaking through the side of the PVC. And this is just to let the water in, just in case. That's it. So we've got slots on both sides, down to about 1 metre. Now this is a 5 metre stormwater pipe, which has been joined in the middle. Put that down. So we just get the shovel now, if we could please, Mick, and just take off just a bit of dirt around the cap there. We're just going to backfill that with clay, not too much, about that much. Just throw it away, all the way around. Probably not so important on sandy soils, but certainly in clay soils where you get surface runoff. You don't want surface water running down the hole and interfering with your measurements. So if you just pick up a bit of this clay, please, and put around this time, put in that gap. Who's got dirty boots? Jared, you're the one to stomp on it, please. Compact it nice and firmly around it, pile it up so it's above the surface level. To finish off the piezometer, you decide what height you want to cut it above the surface. Depends if you've got livestock. I don't like cutting it more than about so far, so they don't rub it and break it off. But in this paddock we're going to be quite happy to have it about 1 metre, so we might make it exactly 1 metre above the surface. So when we take the water table measurement, we know that the water table is exactly 1 metre below what this measurement is. It's going to be 1 metre above the surface. So we get, and there's one other little trick to finishing off. Always cut a vertical slot on 2 sides into the PVC so the cap doesn't stick. So when you put the cap on, you come to pull it off. If it don't cut that, it doesn't flex, and you finish up not being able to pull it off easy. It's just a little trick to, so, and that's it done. And in future, when the water table is filled up, when we get a water table, we have a measuring device. This is a fox whistle on top of a stainless steel. So when it hits the water table, makes a whistle. You lower that down. If it hits the water table, you jiggle it on top of the water table and you hear the whistle. And as soon as it whistles, you know you're on top of the water table. Very simple but very effective. And that's the piezometer installed, ready for monitoring. Thank you.